Okay, several attempts to make this video have gone very badly wrong. I keep waffling because it's a difficult subject, but the key part is I'm very, very glad that Paz today has finally made a very, probably was a difficult decision to come out and openly say he's not going to vote for reform, no matter what, because, well, not unless they reform, meaning Nigel Farage and Yusuf are gone, and they bring back the good people, and they do something about making it, some form of democracy involved in that party. So for me, reform is dead. Me, reform is every bit as bad or worse than the Tories. And obviously, Labour is absolutely awful. But the reason why sometimes I say I could vote for Labour is purely that acceleration thing. So for the people that don't really get it, is that by trying to make things much worse, much more quickly, you wake people up, that frog in the boiling pot thing, and then you get a chance to sort of make the drastic changes that need to be made in this country before more damage is done. That's a very basic overview of what the acceleration theory is anyway. So I can't imagine how difficult it was for Paz to come to that conclusion, because it hurts like hell to be able to try to hang on to a belief that there is, within our system, within our establishment, there is a political way out of this problem. To let go of that, to accept defeat on that, is really hard. It hurt the hell out of me. I was clinging on to it for a long time, but you just get to the point you say, no, that the establishment's not going to give up. The absolute death cult that is Islam, those nutters are not going to give up in their quest for the caliphate. The raging feminists, the Marxists, the socialists, whatever, the communists, the climate extremists, all these people, they're not going to give up, right? So you can't reason. What's the expression? You can't reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth. So a period of troubles it is then. Do I get in trouble for saying something like that? I don't know. But I can't see another way. The only way that we avoid that would be for a very clear political opportunity to come along. But that would mean that certain figures would have to put their egos to the side, and you would need strong, large, bald men, bald as in, not as in going bald, as in cojones, to be able to stand strong. And actually women as well. You need some tough women in there as well. But they all need to come together and go, right, we are going to be unapologetic. We have no shame. Here is our stance. We are English Christians, and we will not take a backward step anymore. Aligning with Tommy would be an extremely wise move for me, even though that means they are going to come under a huge attack from the machine, from the establishment. And that's why we need very strong people that will not take a backward step. So when people talk about UKIP buckled like nothing you've ever seen. Nothing so quickly when Gerard Batten brought Tommy, sort of aligned with them, and they got rid of him and they put Dick Brain in there, and he was good as well. But the NEC just kept getting rid of him. So I don't know if those same people are in UKIP. If they are, then UKIP is not your option. I don't know whether Homeland would be aligned with Tommy, because I know that they've come from PA, and I know that they're very much not aligned with Tommy because they have a bit more of an ethno-nationalist slant to them. A position that I have a bit more sympathy for than I used to. It's an absolute mess politically, but if all these people are able to come together and say, right, I will put my ego to the side so that we can form this party, then there might be a chance. And you're going to have to get people high up in the military, the police, the judiciary. You're going to have to find those few that are in there that are keeping their heads down for now. But I'm sure they actually are still there to put their heads above the parapet. And it's going to be brave. And not everyone will make it. We are headed for a civil war, I'm afraid. No matter which way I look at it, I can't square it another way, and it is awful. And this has been done deliberately, by some absolute monsters who are using just useful idiots, selfish, narcissistic people to do their bidding. And I don't know if there's... I'm sorry, I haven't got any better news for you. But it's going to get very, very bad. But I'm really glad, Paz, that you've realised that, and I hope that you do continue to use your platform to encourage everyone that watches your videos to say outly, we're not going to vote for reform, and definitely cancel their memberships. Let's defund them. Anyway, rambling video. But yeah, I don't know what you think. Are you as black-pilled as me? Hope not.